Well, major report to share with you guys today. You see, the mainstream media is keeping something from you yet again. And the information that they are keeping from you is downright scary. And it's happening to our hospitals, to our banks, to our houses, and in the United States government. I've got a lot to share with you that you're not going to want to miss. But as a reminder, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit that sub button right here and make sure you go all the way up and check that bell to make sure you're getting all notifications. Otherwise, BooTube does not send it out. So check that subscription. But before I dive in, I have to tell you, I am releasing a mega monster report on the shooting, the truth of what really went down with that main shooting on restrictedrepublic.com. I'm going to be posting it later today. It's an exclusive report to our platform because these controlled outlets, I'm really limited to what I can put out. Get to restrictedrepublic.com, subscribe, see that exclusive video report. And by the way, it comes with a 14-day free trial, and you can cancel when you want, but use the coupon code FOREVER50 to get it for $50 per year. That's a 48-hour special. All right, so let's dive into what they're not telling you that is happening right now in the United States of America. And I want to start first with something that is really going to hit home with all of us, and that is something that is happening to hospitals. Now, I've brought this up before, but I think in light of it intensifying, I need to bring it back up again because things are not getting better since I last reported on it. They're getting worse. What am I talking about? I'm talking about massive closures and ending of services in hospitals all over the country. There are now 65 hospitals that are either closing divisions or they are closing their hospital altogether. Take a look, and this is on BeckerHospitalReview.com. It's a very recent article published October 23rd, 2023, and it's 65 hospitals are closing departments or ending services. It goes on, a number of healthcare organizations have recently closed medical departments or ended services at facilities to shore up finances, focus on more in-demand services, or address staffing shortages. Here are 65 closures or service ending announcements. So it goes and it lists all 65 of them. Now, I'm not going to touch on every single one of these, but it goes from Albany, New York to California to Alabama to Toledo, Ohio, just all over the country. And a lot of these are also in rural areas as well. Here's Nashville, bigger area there, but they're all over the place and you can kind of see these. But a lot of these were ended due to not having enough staff or not having enough money to keep up these services that they need, or simply, financial issues, declines in births. So there's a lot of various reasons, but a lot of it boiled down to suspending things due to financial issues and not having staffing capabilities, which is huge because this says major things about our United States economy. First of all, it says that we are really hurting as a country. This is not something I have to tell you. We are all feeling it right now in our bank accounts, in our everyday lives. Credit card debt is sadly exploding right now in the United States. And we've got Bidenomics that is completely killing our country as he passes more and more of these stupid spending bills. Hopefully Mike Johnson puts a lid on that somewhat. I don't have a lot of hope on that whole thing. But the bottom line is healthcare is very important, especially in a lot of these rural areas. Or if you need emergency care and some of these hospitals are disappearing, you're going to have to travel hours just to get to a hospital potentially if you have some kind of major issue. So this, I think, should really hit us all at the heart because if 65 have already closed, which is not normal, by the way, this is outside of the normal closures that is happening on an average yearly basis, then we can expect, as long as we have Democrats running this country, we can expect things to get worse. So unfortunately, I see more hospitals closing. And of course, the mainstream media doesn't report on this because it makes Joe Biden look bad. And Joe Biden obviously is their quote unquote hero, although he's kind of an idiot and he can't put words together. He should be in a some kind of help nursing home, in my opinion. He shouldn't be ruling our country. On top of that, right now, businesses are filing Chapter 11 at a skyrocketing rate, right? This is terrifying when you think of our business. Here's zerohedge.com. Chapter 11 filing by businesses soars 61%. That is huge. When businesses are closing, right at the time when businesses are closing, still hurting from all these Biden economic issues and downfalls, and people just aren't spending what they are. So businesses are faltering and closing. And at the time that this is happening, Joe Biden wants to hire IRS agents to go specifically after businesses. But I digress. That's only going to make things worse. So please make sure you are prepared for such things. By the way, with our homes, things are happening with them as well, because foreclosures are back up on the rise. Here's Fox Business. .com, and it says this: home foreclosures are on the upswing nationwide. Home foreclosures are up 34% from the same time last year. Again, this was just published, a very recent article. So we have foreclosures up about 61%. We also have foreclosures up 34%, and then we have Chapter 11 being filed by businesses up 61%. But that's not all. We also have CEOs and millionaires like the JP Morgan CEO dumping their shares, right? And this is also can set off our stock market and all of that as well. Zero hedge. JP Morgan CEO Diamond dumps 140 million in shares after slamming Fed forecast. So the Fed gave a forecast, and he apparently said, we don't really trust your forecast and you should exercise some caution. Immediately after that, he dumps 140 million shares, but he claims, it's just, diversity. And I don't know, he had some bodunk reason, but unfortunately, I don't take him at his word, as I don't a lot of those elitist, if you will. But that's not all. There's also some really unusual things happening with our banks. And this is also a sign of an upcoming major recession or depression. I believe that we're already in one. But banks are closing all over the United States of America. And these are on top of bank closures that I've been talking about for years. But again, we need our most current numbers to really stage where we're at. Here's dailymail.co.uk. Bank of America closes 21 branches in 1 week, while Wells Fargo shut 15. Is your local on the list? And this is as of October 2023, so recent article. Then here we have U.S. banks closed about 3,000 branches last year. So 3,000 last year, and in 1 week, we're already closing 21 and 15. And by the way, this 3,000 is not a normal number. Then we also have this. Big banks, and this is CNBC, big banks are quietly, don't tell anybody, cutting thousands of employees, and more layoffs are absolutely coming. So they're saying and they're warning. The mainstream media, they're hinted at it with CNBC. They're going to do some more layoffs and closures, but it's a secret. We are heading towards default, and a U.S. government default, by the way. I see us skyrocketing in that direction. This is why I just want to make sure that you guys are prepared and ready to take on whatever. And by the way, if you haven't, and this is just an added extra. It's one of the reasons I do partner with Noble Gold Investments. So if you haven't gone to lisahavengold.com or Noble Gold Investments, check them out in the description box below. They can really help you before the crap hits the fan, so to speak. It's just why I've partnered with them. But that aside, I think that we are really in unstable area. And if the crap hits the fan with World War III, I don't see things getting better. I see them getting worse. And if we continue to keep these Democrats in charge, I also don't see things lightening up. The goal of all these globalists and elitists in the top 1% is to make us so poor, to have us eating our bugs, to have us renting everything from the government. We own nothing, and we're happy kind of lifestyle. World Economic Forum, where we're drinking pee, eating our own poop. We can't have meat. We can't have dairy. I wish I could tell you that that's not true, but that is what they're stating to us. And I've reported a lot on Restricted Republic on that. But this is the agenda. This is where they want to take us while they sit on their little thrones, like Game of Hunger kind of style crap. And they get the meat, they get the dairy, they get whatever the hell they want, while we get to sit up, look at them, and hope that one day we can get that. That is not a world any of us want to live in. So anyhow, I love all of you. The good news is we can change this at the ballot box if we really push forward and try to get the right people in. I do have hope for this country. I never want to not have hope. And I'm not going to let anyone talk me out of my hope, even though sometimes can seem hopeless. But anyhow, I love all of you. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven signing out.